Steve, what happened tonight?
I mean, you saw it. We just got destroyed. Not a whole lot to be said.
I mean, as delicately as possible, what is it like experiencing a game where your guys trail by as much as 61?
Humiliating for everybody involved.
How do you kind of try to avoid this season kind of spiraling where right now it's kind of seems to be heading?
Yeah, we don't have a choice. I mean, that's our job, is to come out and compete and fight. And we did not do that tonight, and we have no choice but to pick up the pieces and get back at it and fight and compete next game. It's the only option.
Steve, why do you think the effort was so poor tonight?
I just think the game went south on us quickly, and we got demoralized. I think, and I think without Steph and Draymond out there, I think we were a little bit rudderless when things went south. We didn't have the internal fight that we needed to kind of, get over the hump. And it was a game where Toronto played exceptionally well. They were making everything, and we couldn't make a shot. We couldn't get anything going, and we got demoralized. And that's pretty much the story.
As this season goes on, does it make it harder and harder to deal with some of the mental errors that are repetitive?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was, the most disappointing thing tonight is just the basic fundamental stuff, letting people get behind us in transition. I think it was 24-0 in transition points tonight. And, one of the fundamental rules in basketball is you don't let the ball get behind you. It's like being a free safety in football. You never let the pass get over your head. We did that twice last night, and 2 or 3 more times tonight. And, as I told the team, those are grade school plays. And, there's zero excuse for ever letting somebody get behind you. And we've done it back-to-back nights several times. And the other thing that was disappointing was the lack of ball movement. Our team has been built on sharing the ball. When you move the ball in this game, that's when the magic happens. That's when you build an energy, a karma. The shots tend to go in if you move the ball and you share it. And I just saw one possession after another tonight that was, one pass and a shot. And we've got to play for each other. And I didn't think we did that tonight.
What went in the decision not to play Draymond?
Well, he tried to warm up, and it was bad. He could barely hold on to the ball. So it was an easy decision when he told us that. And, he tried to give it a go, just before the game in warm-ups by, really accelerating everything. And he told me he was willing to play, but I told him not to play. If he couldn't catch the ball with his left hand, he's not playing.
How do you kind of try to avoid this snowballing mentally on, a lot of these, I would say, your younger players?
Yeah. Well, the NBA is hard. It's a hard league. And part of the learning process as a young player is just how difficult it is. And so you have to respect the difficulty, and you have to kind of tone things back and strip them to their core and say, all right, what can I succeed at now? What can I be good at now? And as a young player, a lot of guys try to do too much. And I think, I think that's what's happening with James right now. I think he's such a gifted guy that, and he's always been able to do whatever he wanted on the floor. But the NBA, the game happens, so fast that, you just have to sort of strip it down to, let's be good at the things that I can be good at right now, and then my game will expand as we go forward. And that's what we're trying to share with James and teach him. And but again, the only way to learn that is to feel it, and he's feeling it, and so he will grow from here, and we'll stay positive with him, and we'll try to peel things back and keep things really simple, and help him build his confidence over this last quarter of the season.
Steve, you've talked before about how this season, obviously a lot of teams are going to be missing players due to the COVID-19 protocols, and you guys have experienced that. But also, I mean, there's just been a lot of injuries with the Warriors this season. How does that impact, the inability to find those combinations that you talk a lot about to be successful and just find any rhythm?
Yeah, that's been difficult, but that's all part of it. You just have to play through that, and when you do have injuries, guys on the bench get an opportunity to show what they can do, and so you just turn to the next person up. But everybody has injuries, so it's not an excuse.
One of the basic rules of defense in the NBA is knowing your personnel on the other side. And yet, there's game after game where you see players literally leaving bad shooters or good shooters to go double a bad shooter. Is that just, repetition that necessarily, or is that youth? I mean, where's that come from?
I think inexperience. Again, the game happens quickly, and part of being in this league is understanding personnel. And you have to learn all the personnel. You got to learn who does what, and so there's a lot that goes into it. And it feels like we have struggled, in that area, just in terms of understanding what a team's trying to do, and which players do what. And so we've got to continue to work with that.
Steve, how do you, as the coach and your staff, how do you guys even process a game like that? Is there something I don't know if there's a move you could make to change the outcome of that game, but how do you process your role and the staff's role in it?
Yeah, I mean, the staff will watch the tape. We'll have a film session with the team tomorrow, and we will obviously go over the basics. But the players, we have to do the best job that we can, simplifying things, getting guys to understand, exactly what we have to do to compete. And the only way to process it is to watch it and absorb it, and teach the lesson and move on to the next game.
Steve, to follow up on James specifically, how do you, when you've got a young player who's struggling the way he is right now, how do you rebuild confidence on the fly?
I think, Nick, it's, what I was just talking about, really paring things back and minimizing the options, and sort of, go to James's strengths, use him in positions where he can be successful, and helped him to understand that, in the future, he's going to be able to expand his game, but, he needs to just kind of limit the things he's trying to do right now to just a few key things that he can focus on.
Steve, during the good years, you guys would often make film study sort of a fun exercise, a lot of humor involved. Is it harder to do that now, or is that still a place for that?
We still do that, Monty. Probably not tomorrow. There's not a whole lot to laugh about, after this game. So, you as a coach, you just try to navigate the season with your team as best you can. And so there are times for humor, there's times for joy, there's times for, serious discussion and soul searching. This is a time for soul searching, for sure.
Steve, why did you challenge that play in the third quarter?
Excuse me?
Why did you challenge the play in the third quarter?
Because it was a bad call.
Was
And
it sort of like being there for your team no matter the circumstances?
what's that?
Was it sort of like being there for your guys no matter the circumstances?
Yeah, I mean, the game's still going on and there's a bad call. We have a challenge yet left. I'm gonna use the challenge.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.